All right, everybody, here it is, May 1915. Doesn't look like 1915, but it is. Over here on the Western Front, where you see these Germans parked right here, that's where that British cav unit was. I say was because it got obliterated. But what it did was it forced them to attack that one instead of marching forward. So that's what happened there. So the Germans attacked and eliminated it along with these guys over here. So they attacked there. And the British unit was parked here outside of Marseille. And these guys attacked and got a defender demoralized. So the British retreated to here. All right. And then reinforcements. But the thing is that's the farthest advance that right now that they Central Powers can go, because their rail network that's it. So they need to bring somebody over there and start extending the rail, or else that's how far they're going to go. Now over here, the Romanians are taking territory. So they just took that city, but it was a defender exchange. So they lost a bunch of troops because during the reinforcement phase, I put troops in there. And, well, I was lucky enough because it almost obliterated the entire Romanian army in the process of taking it. But they did take it. And the Austrians have sent their rail network builder and parked it over here. So that's what they're doing. They're building a railroad there. Eventually they'll get over there. And they have the Turks. Since the rail network was built, so they took the railhead and marched all the way over to here. So now the Turks are in Russia. And we're building railhead there. We had a spoiling attack that was right here, and it was both demoralized. So, well, they both lost a unit. So the Russians lost a unit, and the Austrians lost a unit. Up here, got kind of interesting. We had an attack right here. Both sides were demoralized, so both lost a unit instead of retreating, because the Russians said no farther, lose no more ground. And up here, we had a defender exchange. Wonderful. So we took them out, but we can't take the hex because, well, we don't have enough strength to go into that hex. So you can see a whole bunch of dead are now over there. So, yeah, that wasn't what we wanted, but it happened anyway. And they can't attack this city because, well, it's a tough nut right there. And they can't go any further because the railhead has to be built for them to get forward to surround the city. So that's everything that's happening with the Central Powers here in May. All right, we'll be back with the Allies. All right, it's May. It's the Allied turn, and as you can see, things look a little weird. Well, looks similar, but it's odd. All right, so the Allies, they moved their troops up here, and they said, all right, we got these guys almost surrounded on three fronts, so they attacked here, and, well, they got it both demoralized, so both sides lost a unit here. And then they did an attack here, and they got both demoralized, so they both lost a unit. And they attacked here, and got both demoralized, so they both lost a unit here. It's not looking so good. You're fighting in the mountains. It doesn't help. So, well, it is kind of a mess through here. So everybody lost a bunch of troops on that front right there. So the Italians are losing troops. The French lost troops. So it's going to be... The hard thing is the Italians can get them, but, they can only get their troops so far. And it's a matter of attrition. So eventually the French are probably going to win this battle and force the Italians back sometime here, and then the Italians got to build a new line. So I guess the attrition thing is working for the French, sort of, but they got a big pile of dead over there. And over here, the Russians attacked and got both demoralized. So the Russians like, we can handle that. We'll just lose a unit. So they held their ground. And in result, and the Austrians held their ground, so they lost the unit, and the Turks are going, we want to get into this fight. Well, we'll find out in their turn. Okay, so over here, oh yeah, you're seeing a big hole. This wasn't so much fun. The Russians moved a bunch of troops in here and attacked right there, well, and got a roll to 1 and attacker attrition. It was a 2-to-1 attack and got an attacker attrition. So they lost a whole bunch of troops. What I thought was going to be a good attack, it was not a good attack at all. So the Russians just lost a bunch of troops. That was the last attack I did. And I sort of regret the Russians going in. What should they have done? Probably just dug in, but they didn't. Now these guys right through here, they are digging in right here. So they're going to be entrenching. So we'll find out what happens in the next turn, which will be June. But this is May. So May means, well, let's do this. We got to roll a die and see what happens. And the weather, let's see what the weather table says. It's clear. Oh. Conditions have changed a bit. So we got mud on the eastern front. It's clear on the western front. Okay, so that's going to slow things down a little bit. It's not so bad, but it slows things down. Now we got a roll for Greece. And with Greece, if we roll a 6, we will get them in the war. Right now, we'll just see what happens. Nope, we rolled a 5, which that is a 6, but we need a 7. And then we'll roll for the Americans. The Americans can come in on a 1. Nope, we rolled a 3. So the Americans do not come into the war yet. They're just like, what is going on with this big, massive war that's going on? So that is May. That's the end of May. It's not looking good on the western front for either side. It's kind of a bloodbath there. Like, I guess that's typical of the war, attrition each to death. And in the west, that's the eastern front. The eastern front looks like it's about ready to collapse. So we'll find out what happens there. All right, we'll be back.